So you're thinking about selling your home. You've probably been wondering, right? Which updates are a smart investment and which ones are just a total money pit? Well, what if I told you that something as simple as a new garage door could actually be a better investment than a full-blown kitchen remodel? It's true. Today, we're going to dig into the surprising data on home updates that really, truly pay you back. If you're nodding your head and a for sale sign is even a possibility in your future, you're going to want to pay very close attention. You see, the housing market today, it's just not the same as it was a few years ago. What buyers are looking for has shifted, and it's shifted pretty dramatically. And here's the new reality. Buyers have way more options now, which means they can afford to be a lot pickier. And you know what they're choosing almost every time? Homes that are move-in ready. They are actively avoiding fixer-uppers with a long to-do list. And this brings us right to our first big point. We are in a much more demanding market. As a seller, you have to be strategic. You can't just list your home and expect it to fly off the market without doing any prep work. Those days are kind of behind us. In a market like this, doing nothing, well, that can be a really costly mistake. With more homes to choose from, buyers are just so much more likely to skip over a property that looks like a project. They'll go right for the one that feels fresh and well-maintained instead. So the big question is, how do you decide what to do? The secret isn't just about spending money, it's about making a smart investment. And that all comes down to one absolutely crucial concept: ROI. Return on investment, or ROI, it's actually pretty simple. It's just a way to measure how much profit you make from the money you put into something. Think of it this way. For every single dollar you spend on an update, how much of that dollar do you get back when you sell? Understanding this is the absolute key to making smart decisions. Which, of course, leads to the million-dollar question. What are the home updates that actually have the biggest payoff? Well, the annual cost versus value report from a company called Zonda tracks exactly this. And trust me, the answers are probably not what you'd expect. Okay, now check this out. You might assume that a massive gut renovation of your kitchen is a sure thing, right? But the data shows its ROI is often surprisingly low. Meanwhile, a project as straightforward as replacing your garage door can actually return over 100% of its cost. It's a perfect example of how smaller, often cosmetic updates can deliver the most bang for your buck. And this gets us to our next big idea. These small updates can have a huge impact. So let's talk about some of these cost-effective wins, and more importantly, why they're so effective. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to interior designer Mallory Slessor, who told the National Association of Realtors that affordable updates like fresh paint, new light fixtures, and updated hardware are some of the absolute best ways to make a big impression on buyers without breaking the bank. So what are we talking about here? Things like a fresh coat of neutral paint. It can completely transform a room. Or swapping out dated light fixtures and old cabinet hardware. That's an easy weekend project that can make a whole space feel modern. And you know what? Never, ever underestimate the power of simple fixes, like touching up scuffed walls or just tidying up the landscaping. The psychology behind this is so important. These little fixes do way more than just look nice. They send a powerful signal to buyers that this home has been really well cared for. It basically shrinks their mental to-do list and builds this quiet confidence that there aren't bigger, scarier problems lurking under the surface. Okay, but before you run off to the hardware store, we have to make a really critical distinction. And that's the difference between a national guideline and a local strategy. See, all that national data we've been looking at, it's a fantastic starting point. Think of it as a general guideline. But a real strategy, a winning strategy, has to be personalized with local expertise. It needs to be tailored specifically to your market, your price point, and even your particular neighborhood. And this is so important because the last thing you want to do is over-improve for your area. Putting high-end luxury finishes into a starter home neighborhood probably won't get you your money back. What works in one market might be a total waste of money in another. Context is absolutely everything. So, with all of this in mind, what is your single smartest first move? I'm telling you, it might not be what you think. Before you pick up that paintbrush, before you call a single contractor, there is one step you absolutely have to take to make sure you don't waste your time or your money. And here it is. This is your strategic action plan. Number 1, just pause all of your plans. Seriously, just stop. Number 2, talk with a trusted local real estate professional. And number 3, Work with them to create a targeted, high ROI plan that is specific to your home and your market. Now, why is this so critical? Well, a local pro knows what buyers in your area actually want and expect. They can help you figure out which projects you can totally skip and where a tiny investment will make the biggest possible difference. They can even help you decide if selling your home as is actually the better financial move. That kind of guidance is just invaluable. So, as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. What's one upgrade you've been thinking about for your home, and how has your thinking about its real value changed now? Just remember, sometimes the smartest upgrade you can make is the one you don't do, in favor of a much smaller one with a much, much bigger payoff.